Welcome to Asian Star Trend. Our channel updates hot news about Asia's most popular stars. Please subscribe and comment to help us update better videos. The reason why Yulong has a crush on Yang Miemie is revealed. Why Yulong secretly fell for Yang Miemie, a story woven with fate and charm. No one expected it, not even Yulong himself. Beneath his rugged exterior and quiet confidence, a secret had been blooming. He was falling for Yang Miemie. But this wasn't some shallow celebrity crush. It was a slow burn, a tangled web of timing, charm, and destiny. Their story didn't begin with sparks. It began with a glance. On set, amid the chaos of cameras and scripts, Yulong noticed how Yang Miemie laughed with abandon, how she carried herself with both innocence and surprising wit. She wasn't trying to shine, but somehow, she lit up the room. She was unpredictable, one moment cheeky and teasing, the next, quietly thoughtful. For Yulong, that unpredictability was irresistible. At first, he brushed it off. He was older, more experienced, and convinced that emotions had no place in a professional setting. But her presence lingered. Long after the director yelled cut, he found himself drawn to the way she challenged him without realizing it, the way her vulnerability made him want to protect her, and the way her humor disarmed her seriousness. It wasn't until she forgot her lines during a scene, then burst out laughing instead of panicking, that he realized she wasn't just a co-star. She was the moment he hadn't seen coming. Their chemistry wasn't scripted. It was real. And for those watching their story unfold, it reminds us all, sometimes, the best love stories begin not with fireworks, but with quiet, unexpected magic. After all, how can you not believe in fate when Yulong falls for Yang Miemie? In the whirlwind world of short dramas where dreams collide with opportunity, Yulong and Yang Miemie met like two stars destined to cross paths. Yulong, the embodiment of steady maturity and refined talent, had long earned his place as one of the industry's most respected leading men. Yang Miemie, on the other hand, was a burst of youthful charm, playful, spirited, and effortlessly captivating. She wasn't trying to change the game, yet somehow, she did. Their encounter wasn't planned. It was a casting coincidence, a one-time collaboration, or so they thought. But when the cameras rolled, something unexpected happened. Their chemistry wasn't just professional, it was magnetic. He brought depth, she brought light. Together, they created a world where opposites didn't just attract, they transformed. For Yulong, Yang Miemie was like a breeze. He didn't know he needed a spark of innocence that softened his guarded heart. For her, he was the anchor she didn't know she craved, a presence that made her feel safe, yet curious. Their bond grew scene by scene, line by line, until the boundary between fiction and reality quietly blurred. Audiences felt it. Directors noticed it. What started as a single project bloomed into an unspoken connection that left fans wondering, was it all acting, or was there something more? Their story reminds us that sometimes, the most powerful connections are born not out of planning, but out of fate, and that in a world full of scripts, the best moments are the ones no one writes. On set, sparks flew, but what they shared went far beyond the script. There's a kind of magic that can't be rehearsed. On set, Yulong and Yang Miemie didn't just act, they connected. Every scene they shared crackled with energy. Every glance between them felt like a secret only they understood. They moved in sync without trying. A pause, a smile, a shift in expression. It was as if their hearts were speaking a language all their own. For the crew, it was a dream pairing. For those watching behind the monitors, it was more than performance. It was pure, unfiltered chemistry. And then there were the eye contacts. Intense, lingering, filled with meaning. In those fleeting moments, it felt like they were silently saying, "You, it's always been you." No director could direct that kind of intimacy. It wasn't written in the script, but it pulsed between them with every take. That unspoken rhythm left a mark. Not just on the drama's success, but on each other. Their connection wasn't something either of them could walk away from once the camera stopped. It stayed etched into their memories, perhaps even their hearts. Sometimes, a performance is just a role. But sometimes, it's a turning point. And for Yulong and Yang Miemie, the line between art and real emotion blurred in the most beautiful, unforgettable way. When admiration turns to something deeper, Yulong and Yang Miemie's quietly blossoming bond. Yulong was never one to be easily swayed. Yet, around Yang Miemie, his usual composure would quietly shift. It wasn't just her looks or charm, it was her sincerity, the way her laughter came so freely, so unguarded. Every smile she offered seemed to tug at something deep within him, like music playing a forgotten chord in his heart. To him, Miemie wasn't merely a rising star. She was a breath of fresh air in a world that often felt rehearsed. Her spontaneity, her honesty, and her ability to find joy in small moments, these were qualities he hadn't realized he craved. She reminded him of something pure, something he thought he had long outgrown. Miemie, in turn, found herself drawn to Yulong's quiet strength. He wasn't loud or flashy, but every word he said carried weight. He listened, truly listened, and made her feel heard in ways she hadn't expected. His steady presence, his grounded energy, made her feel safe, as if she had finally found the shoulder she could lean on, without fear of falling. Their bond wasn't built overnight. It grew in the pauses between takes, the shared glances, the unspoken understanding. And maybe that's what makes it special. It wasn't loud, but it was real. In a world obsessed with quick love and fleeting fame, their story reminds us of something gentler. Sometimes, the most powerful connections are built on quiet admiration, mutual respect, and the courage to feel a love as pure as destiny. Yulong and Miemie's quiet leap into the spotlight. Some love stories don't need grand gestures or dramatic twists, they simply are. That's the beauty of Yulong and Miemie's relationship. It didn't need explanation, only recognition. Their feelings were pure, their bond unmistakably real. What started as a quiet connection on set, built on trust, shared laughter, and countless unspoken moments, slowly grew into something deeper. There were no tabloids chasing rumors, no scandals or scripted publicity stunts. Just two people who, against the backdrop of bright lights and busy schedules, found something rare, genuine love. Their chemistry was undeniable long before they ever made it official. Fans had sensed it, rooted for it, even dreamt of it. So when they finally stepped forward and shared their relationship with the world, it felt less like a surprise and more like a moment everyone had been waiting for. Their public announcement wasn't flashy, it didn't need to be. A quiet photo, a heartfelt caption, and two radiant smiles said more than 1,000 words ever could. And just like that, the internet lit up, not with shock, but with joy. Blessings poured in. Not just because they were a beautiful couple, but because their story reminded people of something important, that true love doesn't need noise to be heard. It just needs two hearts brave enough to say yes to fate, to each other, and to a future written not by scripts, but by sincerity. So why did Yulong fall for Miemie? The answer is simple and beautiful. In a world full of dazzling lights and countless encounters, some stories still feel like fate. Yulong's quiet, unwavering affection for Miemie wasn't the result of a dramatic twist or a grand revelation. It was something far more tender. Destiny met charm, and the rest unfolded naturally. They met by chance, castmates brought together by a single project. But what kept them close wasn't luck. It was the way her laughter softened his guarded heart, the way his calm presence grounded her restless energy. She was whimsical, radiant, and unafraid to be herself. He was steady, thoughtful, and quietly captivated. Their connection grew not from rehearsed lines, but from real moments in between, a shared look, an unexpected laugh, a silence that felt like home. Fate introduced them. Chemistry drew them in. And over time, something deeper took root, something sincere, something lasting. Yulong didn't fall for a perfect image. He fell for her spontaneity, her spark, her soul. And Miemie? She simply let him in, one smile at a time. Their love story isn't loud, but it lingers. Because at its heart, it reminds us all, sometimes, love doesn't arrive with fireworks, it arrives quietly, wrapped in destiny, sealed with mutual admiration, and blossoms into something truly unforgettable. Hi ChatGPT.